Hey guys, today we wanted to train you guys on how to adapt to change in your business. As you guys know, Benj and I have moved a lot in our business. And let's see, we're on our fourth move now.
Oh my goodness, is it 4?
We lived in Marble Falls, we moved to San Antonio, and we moved to California. We're moving back to San Antonio. So we've run our business in 4 different cities. Well, we're about to do our 4th one. And we consistently cruise qualify every year, and we try to bring in cruise qualifying numbers every month. We haven't always been successful with that, but for the most part, I think since we've hit coach,
Yeah, definitely.
for sure. So we've moved a lot, and we've had to reinvent and adapt to the environment that we're in, and we do feel like we have something to teach, maybe through our experiences and through the struggles that we've been through and the successes that we've been through. And, in the beginning, we had a lot of success in person. And Benj just helped me load the car, and then I would go and do pop-ups. And we had very rare online sales. We would do them every now and then. We'd have hostesses in separate groups. And then we'd try to do our VIP sales, but it wasn't really a big thing then, right? You remember?
Well, that wasn't what we were planning on doing with our business plan in the beginning. Not to say that it couldn't have been successful, just that in the beginning, that's not what we were focusing on doing.
Yeah, and really, we weren't really a partnership in the beginning. It was just, we're a partnership, we're married, but it was...
We're still married.
Benj has a great job and still does, and so it was just kind of this fun thing to do on the side. I knew I could probably sell some skirts, and so it was fun for me, and I got to know my community. And in each area was so different. Marble Falls, we didn't know no one. We probably knew 20 people, and it was a very small town with like 2,000 people. And then San Antonio, as you know, is like 1 million people or something.
Right.
And we knew no one there, and we moved there with no idea of. Marble Falls, we brought LuLaRoe to the Hill Country, and then San Antonio, there was a couple consultants. And then California, we're in Corona, where home office is. And so each time has been very different because we've had either a ton of consultants or no consultants. And now we're moving back, but we're moving to a different part of San Antonio, and we're ready to adapt and change to that area. And it's very exciting, but it's very scary and nerve-wracking. And there are a lot of people in the business who are in the military. There are a lot of people in this business who this business allows them to change and to move where they want to live. And we're here to show you that you really can adapt to the environment, and that there are some key things that we've done with our business and that we feel like have been extremely beneficial in the last couple months for sure for our business, because the game is always changing. The LuLaRoe sales game, I guess is what you want to call it. But the way that we reach our customers and the way that we can get the products in their hands is always through those in-person pop-ups. But marketing yourself changes. And how you market yourself 2 years ago is different than how you market yourself today. And as we get better and better, that it will consistently change, and marketing will always change. And so we just wanted to share our experience with that with you guys, and tell you, like, we started with just one piece, and we started with just one pop-up and having our open house. And it was awesome success. And when you're in an area where no one knows LuLaRoe, it's hard. You hit the ground running, trying to teach people about LuLaRoe, trying to make them fall in love with it. And then when they do, it's overwhelming the amount of support that you get. And it's, we hit kind of this point last December where our VIP group online was kind of stale. They were really seasoned customers. We had a lot of customers from in-person boutiques, and they didn't need to spend hundreds of dollars a month on LuLaRoe anymore. And we weren't reaching a lot of new in-person people because our in-person sales had dropped, and we weren't doing anything any differently. We were trying to book pop-ups, and we were trying to have we had awesome open houses, and it was just kind of a different ballgame in California than it was in Texas. It was a different group of customers and a different way that customers wanted to buy their inventory.
Right. I think that this is a problem that even for people who aren't moving as many times as we are, you still face as consultants, as more consultants are in the area. People are drawn more to LuLaRoe, so they find friends or family who have started then recently selling it. And so it doesn't matter. These problems that we've had to face in our own journey are similar and if not the exact same as what many people are facing currently, just from what they are having to deal with. Either what Robin had said, like changes from the area, changes from how you're able to reach customers, changes of who is going to be available to purchase. Those are all problems that I think everybody has at some point in their business. So that's something that we have been dealing with and have been working towards. And there are a few different things that I think that we've found that have been able to help us to get through and to meet the goals that we've set for ourselves to achieve the success that we are wanting for our family.
Yeah, I mean, I remember in convention in 2015, and we were sitting on the beach, and I've shared this with a lot of you guys, but Benj and I looked at each other and we were like, we need to dream bigger than we've ever dreamed before. Like, we've kind of lived in this box of dreams where we've been limited, and this business has kind of exploded that. And it was just our first couple weeks in the business, and we had driven across country to go to a convention and then drove back. And I think that's really what got our feet, like Flintstone feet, like on the ground, just get this business up and running, because we have some big goals and big dreams. And when you have those, you're willing to work hard and you're willing to consistently adapt to change and reinvent yourself. And, there was a time halfway through where we're in California right now, halfway through our life here. I guess we've been here a year, but 6 months in, our business changed and the customers were changing and the algorithms had changed and all the sales had gone down, and it was our lowest month last December. And I remember calling a friend in the business and just being super bummed that I wasn't reaching these goals, and I was doing the same things. I was being consistent, and I didn't know what I needed to change. And and I was really worried. And she said, you're in control of your sales. However much business, your inventory is your boss, just like Patrick says. What you put in is what you're going to get out. And you have to be real with the time you're putting in, and you have to be real with your inventory numbers. And you can't just, it's not a business where you can just post photos and it'll sell. That's not how it works. And, it's very rare. At least there's anomalies out there that I think that happens with. But we really had to just reinvent. We had to do our inventory numbers and be really real and raw with what we had in our inventory. And we had to reinvent our sales tactics and how we were reaching our customers. We had done the in-home pop-ups, and we still do them as much as we can. But I used to do 3 or 4 a week in San Antonio, especially when it was booming with LuLaRoe. And so I made a ton of connections, and there were customers that were missing us. And we had to kind of sit down and decide, like, the first step is define your path, define your business, figure out your culture of your business. And are the decisions that you're making for your business, are they clouding that path, or are they illuminating it? And you have to kind of decide, who are you, why are you doing this, and what are you trying to achieve with it? Without those things, I think that you won't be able to stay motivated for very long if you don't know who you are, why you're doing what you're doing, and what you're trying to achieve with it. So that's always step one. You got to know who you are. And it took me a year and a half to figure out my true why, which is to have fun in this business. I kind of floated around with a couple whys, and I kind of thought LuLaRoe was like made me better than who I was for a while. And then I realized I'm awesome. And this business is just making me more awesome. And I'm having so much fun, and I can't wait to help other women feel this way. And knowing that means that I always make smart business goals and a business plan that will ensure that it's always fun. And I will delegate the things that are not fun. And I will only focus on the things that are fun. And I like talking to people. I have no problem with that. So when we started making a business plan, we started really engaging with our live sales, and because we were reaching people who were out of our zip code that we couldn't see anymore, who were in Texas, and we were able to reach out to them and give them that experience that they had with us, that I've had with myself at a pop-up. And he's done pop-ups for me out in Texas too. So, I had threw up my back once, and he did a couple pop-ups in a weekend, and really he did, and he sold like $1,000 at a pop-up or something, right?
It was fantastic, and I hope that it wasn't as uncomfortable for all of them as it was for me.
It was pretty awesome. But you do have to you got to define who you are, and you got to realize that there are some things that are they're not going to be part of your why, and they're going to cloud the path that leads you to, the things that you're trying to get to. So with that being said, if there are things that are distracting you from your goal, you need to delegate those things out, or you need to eliminate them from your life. So if if you're trying to, just like weight loss, if you're trying to get skinny, but you keep going to Costco and buying the chocolate cake there, you probably need to eliminate Costco from your grocery list so that you don't get tempted to buy that chocolate cake. And so it sounds easier than it is, of course, but you got to be real. You got to mind dump on a paper, and you got to figure out, what can I delegate out and what can I eliminate, so that I can free up my brain, so that I can serve more, I can truly live my why, and I can help others see what my why is and what I'm trying to achieve with this business. And so the next step then is first you got to give yourself to your business. And then the next step is you have to be real with your inventory. I had this long discussion with a fellow, a mentor in the business that is also one of my friends. And she sat me down and she said, look, these are, what are your inventory numbers? Show me a list of them. And what do you sell the most of? So I really had to dig deep and see, like, what are my busiest items? Because I do have a customer base, because I put in the work. I still put in the work for that. And so I have to see what my popular items are. Maybe I'm selling a bunch of size 6 Mays. Maybe I'm only selling tween leggings. Maybe my inventory is a ton of extra small people. If I have a high sales in a certain style and a certain size, I better carry a large amount of those. And there's this, what was the number that was going around leadership? That was like, if you have this amount of inventory, you might be able to make this amount of sales.
It was, they were doing it in 1,000 increments. So if you have 1,000 in your inventory, then on average, you'll probably make around 10,000.
If you work it right. You can make up to 10,000. Yeah.
And then with 2,000, you can make up to 20,000. And that was just like on an average what they were seeing as a general rule of inventory. If you had this much, you could potentially sell this much if you were working it and committed to selling it.
Yeah, and did it every day. I mean, if you want it to be it can be a hobby, it can be part-time, but we knew we wanted it to be full-time. And it was leadership in December, right? December was kind of a big month for us. Wait, there's no leadership in December. It would have been January.
There was the coaches retreat in December, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I think it was January leadership where we looked at each other and we're like, I think we really want to bring you home, sooner than we thought.
Yeah.
And Deanne had reached out to us and asked us to talk to a couple other mentors and coaches and that work together as husband and wife team. And they really motivated us and helped us realize that, if at the time we had 1,300 pieces in inventory, which is nothing to blink about. I mean, that's
great.
That's amazing.
It took us a while to get there.
Yeah. And we've had a lot of crazy stories with our inventory that we could tell you. We've had stuff stolen from us before. I mean, just crazy. And we've had it rained on before. Holy moly. I remember that. So anyway, I lost my train of thought for a second. But what was it? Oh, so we had 1,300 pieces and we were averaging between $8,000 and $12,000 kind of. And so we knew if we wanted to bring them home, we needed to bring in a higher amount in sales. So we thought, okay, if we want to double our sales, we need to double our inventory. But I'm not just going to double everything, because not everything sells. I mean, everything sells, but not every size of mine is a popular size. So I made sure that, I carried, instead of 8 to 10 in the popular sizes, maybe I carry 15 to 20 in my popular sizes. Definitely, 20 to 25 in all my Carlys, because who doesn't always buy a Carly? But maybe my Sarahs in the summertime, I only carry 5 to 10, but in the winter I carry 15 to 25, and maybe that's only in my 3Xs in my extra larges if those sell a lot. So it's important to be a business owner and watch those numbers and invest smart into your business. Because if you don't do that, if you just invest and throw it into random styles and bring in if you have a very thin inventory, it will be very hard to sell a lot, because not everyone's the same size, but everyone does love a Carly. So if you're going to carry Carlys, you better carry a lot of them, because you're going to sell them all. And the same with classics and Lola's and Nicole's and Amelia's. I mean, you need variety, which you hear from that from day one from your sponsor. But that's step two. You got to invest, and you got to be real with your inventory management, and you have to start treating your business like the business and actually paying attention to your inventory.
Yeah, this realization also came to us when we were deciding, like, we can't always rely on our bonus check. We have a team and we do receive a bonus check for it, but by us making our goal of me no longer working, we knew in order for us to do that, we need to make this much in sales every month, because that's something that we can control. We can sell as much as we can up to this amount. So that had a lot to do with us figuring out what in our inventory is working and what we need to bulk up, and what items, and how many items we need to have in order for us to be able to reach the numbers that we need to support ourselves. Again, that has to do with you finding out and writing down who you are and what you want for yourself. Like, what is going to be successful for you? If what is successful for you isn't going to be the same as ours, probably not. If what you are trying to do is just have fun and go out and have something that is your own, instead of being a mom, you want to also just be someone who's having fun selling clothes. That is something that you can achieve your own success to the level that you want to achieve it. But for us, we knew that we wanted to work this business together and to have our family be a family that is home together, where I wouldn't have to be gone for 40 plus hours a week at a job somewhere else earning a paycheck. So,
and he didn't have a bad job. You worked for LuLaRoe. It was not a bad job. Dan and Mark supported us, and he's still a contractor, but they're absolutely incredible to have a company that supports you and believes in your goals as much as you do. And it was awesome.
So managing our inventory was important to us to be able to achieve those goals. So if what your success is to just have fun with friends and do something that's your own, it's still good for you to manage your inventory in a smart manner.
Yeah, and if you're going to keep a small inventory, just make sure it's thick, and there's a smart way to do it and there's a not smart way to do it. And the smart way to do it is watch your numbers and make sure that you're investing in the ones that sell. And so the next step, the third step, is you need to market yourself smart. And we decided, we have a great customer base locally. They pick up a lot. We have a lot of personal shopping appointments, more than we have in-person pop-ups outside of our house now. And I think that just comes with the business. It's not really that you earn this right to not do out-of-home pop-ups. That's not what it is. It's just that you start getting a huge inventory, and people would rather come to your house at some point in the business if you're going to keep this big, bulky inventory. I know people that are extremely successful with 400 pieces who are mentors and have made it work. Most of us have to have that. I think that's more of an anomaly maybe, but most of us have to have bulky inventories to be able to accommodate all the customers that are coming. However, if you're investing in your inventory and exactly you're centered in who you are, that's not just what it takes. You have to market yourself smart. And we knew that we needed to up our online sales game. We had done all that groundwork with us in Texas with those in-home pop-ups, and I didn't want to lose them, but we were already losing them by not being consistent in our group and not marketing ourselves. And so we took a look at our page, and I remember Benj, I was doing a team training for you guys a while ago about standing out, and I asked him if there was something that he thought we should share. I thought I should share, because now that it's just a different way to build your business now, that there's 80,000, 90,000 consultants than it was when I joined, and there was less than 1,500. Do you remember what you said?
Yes, you need to. Now there are a sea of consultants, and you need to do whatever it takes to stand out in that sea of consultants.
Yeah, and obviously whatever it takes, but not on the gray area, right? But to do something within your control. You have to stand out, because if you don't, you need to give them a reason to want to stay and to watch, and you need to or to continue to shop from you. One, them knowing your why, you being grounded is a huge part of it. Two, having a fantastic inventory is a great part of it. But three, you do need to market and look the part. And you might want to be real with your customers, and that's fantastic. But it is a very real thing, and it will bring your customers' respect down if you consistently post selfies in the bathroom instead of putting it on a tripod or letting your 3-year-old take your picture, or, you know, and it might sound exhausting every single day. Well, you should be wearing LuLaRoe every day anyway. If you really want to turn this into a full-time business, again, this talk is more for those that want to make more in their business, or an extra $1,000 a month, whatever. We respect that. But if you want something more, you've got to step up the plate. And so we thought, you know, we got to step up the plate. So what did I do? I went and got an iPhone, and so that I could take better pictures. He's an Android guy, so he's like, no. The iPhone has this awesome portrait mode on it, and it will like depth effect in the back, and I look like I have like professional cameras around me all the time.
Granted, it is an amazing feature.
And he takes my pictures, and so does my 4-year-old, or she's 5 now. Wait, is Elsie 5?
She's 5. She is.
My 5-year-old or my 7-year-old take my pictures. I mean, it's awesome. And if they just get my skirt, hey, today's a up close picture of my skirt. That's fantastic. You know, and
we meant to do that.
And when he said that, I thought, you know what? When I go to my page or my group, and let's say I'm a consumer and I go to it, do I see LuLaRoe all over it, or do I see me all over it with LuLaRoe? And that's super important, because you need to stand out. You need to not be using LuLaRoe stock images are amazing, but you should be doing your own images in your own personal marketing images every single day. You should take a picture of yourself in LuLaRoe every day. If you're on the couch in leggings, get up and go stand in your backyard against the fence and have someone take a picture. If you're having a really crappy day and it's just not, you're sick, you know, take a picture of it up close of your item and put a word swag over it of spread some love today or something. You know, every single day you should be posting several times a day. And, you know, we'll kind of talk about algorithms in a second, but you have to realize every single person you meet, every single person that sees you online is either going to be a customer for you, they're going to be a connection to another person, or they're going to end up being a consultant. So if you think of it in that way, you will be able to present yourself better in your group and know that each person is there to help your business. And even if you have thousands of people in your group and only 100 people connect with you, it's extremely important to present yourself as a business owner and as a fashion consultant, so that you start getting those messages of, hey, can you put this outfit together for me? Or, hey, can you match this Irma with these leggings, or whatever it may be. And not only online, you've got to present yourself so that when you're in the community, people will come up to you and say, you're a LuLaRoe girl, aren't you? I think I follow you. I've had people come up to me randomly and say, oh my gosh, I watched your videos. And at first I'm like, that's weird. That's so weird. Why? Like, that's awkward. I kind of want to like shrivel up and be like, do I look the same? Do I act the same? Do I have to act like you're on camera? What do I do? It feels really awkward, but it's fun to see that people in my community are reaching out to me, because I pay Facebook to market my business to my local community. And I get out there and I give my business cards as much as I can. And I get in other circles, and I get out of my zip codes sometimes. And, you know, it's important to get to know your community, because they're going to support you. They want to support a local business in their community, because that only helps their community to grow by helping to put money back into the community. So those that understand that are going to be the most supportive of you and of your business. And those that truly love your why and love who you are because you're true and you're real with them, you know, and they respect you because you present yourself at this respectable level, that is a huge part of your business. You are a retailer and you are a confidence consultant, but you also have to look it. Even on the days that you are having bad days, be real with them, but be smart with how you do it. And make sure that you understand you still own this business and you still have to market yourself and act this, you know, this fashion consultant part to it. And it's a very important part of it. The next thing that obviously you need to do as you roll on, as you know, we realize we have to market ourselves. So every single day we took those pictures. There are some consultants that will go out and take 30 pictures in a day, and they have pictures for the whole month. that's awesome. I'm not the person that's that organized to do that. It sounds super exhausting. It also like makes my anxiety bells like ring, like too much for Robin, but I can do it every day. I can take a picture every single day. And, you know, Instagram and your Facebook page are really like the virtual business cards to your business. And you have to think, what do I want my customers to see when they go to that? Do I want them to see all the models in LuLaRoe? Or do I want them to see a real person in LuLaRoe? Do I want them to see my customers in LuLaRoe? What do I want? Do I want to show them that this is my business and that I'm trying to live my goals and my dreams through it? And I'm so grateful for them and gracious and hopefully gracious to them. And as you do that, as you consistently market yourself online and in person, the in-person sales are going to happen. And that's the next step. You have to have these in-person sales before you can have huge success online. And there's something magical about that. Deanne has created this business where it has thrived on this in-person connection, because as women, it is awful to go shopping. And we know how many times we go jean shopping and come home crying, or we're crying in the changing room, or we're so mad, or we leave and we go binge eat Cold Stone ice cream because we just think, you know, I earn these or whatever. I'm sick of trying on jeans. And so to give us it's real, okay? To give us a chance where we feel safe, where we feel beautiful, where we feel our size is beautiful, and where we feel we can depend on a brand is a humongous blessing to our lives. And you all know, those that have been done in-person sales, we have those people that walk out and that are crying, and we have a crying of joy, right? Not of sadness, of the changing room. I've had young teens walk out and just look vibrant with confidence of, Mom, I look pretty in this dress and it has pockets and I'll wear it forever. And it's really life-changing. And for a while they used to say, you know, this business is life-changing. And I thought, how is that life-changing? I think it was Kenny that shared, he said, you know, it's your perspective that changes. And when you can change your perspective, your entire life changes. Because if you're a negative and you don't feel good about yourself, you're going to treat others that way. But if you can change that perspective for someone and help them see how beautiful they are, or how beautiful the world is, or how beautiful someone else might be, then they're all of a sudden nicer and kinder, and they start treating others better. And that's a life change. And that ends up, you know, rippling and rippling and rippling into this. And it helps change you as you realize you're a vessel to such an amazing experience by being this consultant and being in the right place at the right time. That's life-changing for you. And so for in-person sales, you've got to focus on hostesses. Hostesses are the bread and butter for our business. So that's got to happen. That's got to happen. When we adapt to change, when we get to a new area, we always get involved with the community. We get to know vendor events. We get to market ourselves through Facebook marketing. We get out to the businesses, market ourselves to the local downtown businesses. We get to the salons. He's always telling me to get to know my neighbors, and I don't like doing that. But every single time.
Sometimes it works.
No, every single time we've moved, every single time. Tell them the San Antonio story.
So San Antonio, what was it like? How long was it between the time that we moved there before we got
8 months probably.
So 8 months, right when we were like about to move. I like day one, I was like, we should go take some leggings in the stroller, take our family, just go to the next door and say, hey, sorry, we're your neighbors, don't mean to bother you, but
because we're from California, we don't really chat with our neighbors.
Want you to have these leggings. And so 8 months later,
after we didn't do that,
we were outside, and I had always been friendly, like just wave to everybody, hey, hi, whatever, like pulling into the driveway. Oh, I'm not going to hit you with my car. And they were out there and they were mowing their lawn, and I sparked up a conversation because our lawn was all weeds and their lawn was no weeds. Like, how did they do that?
Like, we came home from the cruise and it was like, weeds, no weeds. And like a distinct line.
How did you do that? And so a conversation about how they have someone who takes care of their weeds turned into me just being like, oh, Robin, come over here. Bring these people some leggings or whatever. And they
well, she had said, I've been watching you and I've Googled LuLaRoe and I've been looking at your page, but I'm too scared to walk over. And my inventory was in the garage at the time. So my garage door was always open.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you kidding me? So what did I do? Had a pop-up with her the next week.
And it was amazing.
Tons of people shopped. And I left like 2 months later. And I was like, what is wrong with me? Like, you've got to get out of your shell. Sometimes we're just in our own way and we forget to get out of our way. We got to get to know our community. And then Deanna always says, get out of your zip code. If you feel limited within your zip code, get out. Join mommy groups outside your zip code. Do whatever you can, but to get to know people, because even if it doesn't turn into a LuLaRoe consultant or customer, they're going to be an awesome friend and an awesome connection for you. And I think that in and of itself is enough. We can always have more friends. And those friends will always talk when the LuLaRoe topic comes up. I know a girl that goes to the mommy group with me. I know a girl that I met at a park. I had a lady stop me at the park for about my leggings, and I didn't have leggings with me. It was so sad. But her daughter ended up shopping a bunch with me later, and it was just so cool to like see people notice and they see you. And when you're wearing LuLaRoe out, they're going to either notice it's LuLaRoe. So you better have like, oh, I caught you in LuLaRoe cards. Here's 10% off or whatever you want to do. Or they're going to ask you what the awesome colors are, or what the awesome print is, where you're getting that from, and be ready to talk about it, because it is an awesome, fun experience. If it feels terrifying to you, you might need to remember what you are giving them in this experience of love and service and trust in this kind of experience of getting a new wardrobe. And it can be very, very fun. But that's number 4. You've got to, like we said, you got to know who you are. You got to have smart inventory. That's why when you onboard, you have a certain number that they give you, because they know what's smart. You have to market yourself smart, and then you've got to build your in-person. You got to get out in the community. And this has happened every single time we move. We have to adapt to the area. Each area is different. Each area wants different things, and we have to adapt. California, we've had so much inventory that our in-person sales are more like open houses at our house and in-person pop-ups being hosted at our home. That's just the reality of it. Do we still get out of the house? Yes. We have 2 in-home pop-ups next week. And how the heck are we going to, I don't know how we're going to put this all in bags, but it's going to happen because I love it. And it's actually more exciting for me to get out of the house and do that, because he carries it all because I have a bad back. So thank you.
I get real strong doing that.
Yeah.
But a reason why that has contributed to us having a lot of people shopping at our house is because when we were doing the pop-ups, we couldn't bring all of our inventory. Mm-hmm. So we were forced to say the line, hey, if you think this is good, you should see the rest that we left at the house that we weren't able to bring, because we could only bring these styles because your hostess asked for them. But more people were drawn to our home because
our online sale if we were out of our zip code.
Right, because they would want to see the rest of it, and knowing that we had more was a big help with getting people to us. So again, that just has more to do with you going and doing those in-person sales. That's going to help make you more resilient to changes when they occur, because you're going to have that support system. I mean, it sounds silly to compare this to that, but
my customers are totally a support system for me.
I mean, from the way my brain is working, if you've seen the movie Yes Man, which, whether you liked it or not, there is something that is true about that. Like, if you do get out in your community and start meeting people who you would have never gone out of your way to meet before, you're going to have all of those connections, and you're going to have people who will be like, hey, I saw that you're doing a fundraiser for cystic fibrosis. Well, I think that's something that's awesome, and that's something that we have worked with someone in our family before, and they're automatically your customer for life because they agree with what you're supporting. We did a fundraiser for Lyme disease treatment for my cousin, mm-hmm. and it was like a month later we had someone join our queue because they were like, oh,
she's our first trainer.
She was our first trainer.
She's our second trainer.
Either way,
I've gone live and shown him I mean, I involve my customers in our lives, and that's our next step, is talking about those online sales and customer service. But I went live once to show him playing Dungeons and Dragons, because he plays Dungeons and Dragons every week. And I had people message me, no joke, and say, I'm only going to shop from you because your husband plays Dungeons and Dragons. And I was like, you're joking, right? Like, you're joking. But no joke, I know who she is. She's one of my favorite customers.
These are my people.
She just loves that we're like, he's a super nerd. I'm not, but he totally is. Okay. And that's okay. But, and as you do these in person, as you work smart and you market yourself smart, your online is going to grow. And throughout this time, you can still be doing online, but I think the focus needs to be on those in-person connections. And sometimes we say in-person sales, but we really mean like those connections, because those will turn into sales, whether it's their sale or their friend's sale. And sometimes we think, I keep asking them, but they say no, or they don't want to commit to a date. Well, get to know more people, because that's okay. C'est la vie. Some will, some won't, some do. Who cares? Move on. Okay, you got it. You got to move on. You don't have time to focus on the people that, they're still your friends, but you don't have to focus your business time on them. You still hang out with them and love them, but smart business plan. Don't work harder, work smarter. So, and I don't remember who I heard that from, but I think it was Janine. But so the next step is your online sales. And so as we have been able to adapt to change, and you get to know your community, and there's so many creative ways that you can do that, through fundraisers, through businesses, through marketing online, through schools, all of that, festivals, vendor events. It will naturally grow your online sales, because people who love you or who just love the brand are going to love that you have all of your items up every week at a certain time. And so it's extremely important. And I asked him, I was like, can we please stop doing album sales? Like, they're so annoying. Facebook jail. And we don't do row with me. We have to do shop the row. We just have continued to do album sales. And he's like, no, I think there's a place for him. And I was like, wah, wah, whatever. Because we decided in January 1st, we were going to be consistent with we reinvested like crazy. We pretended like we were starting over, because like I said, halfway through our California life here, everything changed. It was like December was the lowest month ever. And all of a sudden, I don't know if the algorithms were off, but my people weren't responding. And in-person we had a lot of in-person. I think we had like 5 or 6 maybe pop-ups, but they were just low sales because it was December. Everyone was not really buying a lot, which is crazy, because the year before December was great. But I was worried that, I had lost connection with all these people. And so we talked to Amy Scott Knighting and Becky and
oh no,
Gifford.
If they watch this,
that would be
I'm
so bad.
Sorry.
The Giffords, they're awesome. Mike. Wait, I don't know.
I think it's an M.
Blondie and Bro, they're amazing.
Blondie and Bro, that's their first names.
No, they're awesome. And we just got pointers from them, and we got pointers from the La Tajas, and just how to work together and how to make ourselves stand out. And all of them consistently reminded us on, there's only one thing that you can give your business that no one else can, and that's you. And I think we're kind of blessed. We're good with talking to people. He's a little bit more awkward than I am, I think, but he's more eloquent in the way that he speaks, and has much bigger vocabulary than I do. But but we know that we are good with that. And I know that I've been a fashion consultant for almost 2 years. And while before that, all I wore was Target V-necks and jeans from Ross, I have now had enough experience where I know how to put an outfit together for someone. It may not be their exact style or the style like another consultant, but I am confident in pattern mixing a little bit and getting that ready for them. So what can I have to offer my online business that I wasn't offering them before? And that's the lives. And the lives feel the most like an in-person pop-up than the album sales. And we decided we'll go consistent every single day, because we have big goals with this, and we wanted to bring them home in March. And we hit it, and we did it. And we hit, December sales were 5,000, which was amazing. It was just one of our lowest months, and we needed more for our family. It wasn't that we wanted more, we needed more. And so we had this goal and this business path of how to get there. And then January we hit like 13.5 or something.
Mm-hmm.
It was incredible. And then February, right before the cruise, we already hit 3,000, and we didn't quite cruise qualify in February.
It was like 11.5.
Yeah, it was like crazy, like so close. And just life-changing. We were like, holy goodness gracious. Like, and it was so fun because it was all the people we hadn't seen for so long who had continued to kind of shop here and there, but we were styling outfits for them. And for a couple months, it was just me. He would do like leggings live, and he was really funny and people loved watching it, but it was just me. And so it was really hard and really tiring. But we found that, once we partnered up, oh my goodness, we've exceeded all of our expectations. I mean, you've got to know who you have to help around you. If I didn't have him, if he wasn't home, I'd need to have an assistant or someone to watch the kids while I do it, or just someone to help hang the clothes so that I can be free of that time so I can do something else. And we don't go live for hours on hours on hours. We don't work harder. We work smarter. We study algorithms. You want to talk about that? Because he's like my algorithm study master. And you don't need to really talk about what the algorithms are right now, but how to study them, I guess.
So Facebook will publish what their current trend is, like how to determine what is trending on Facebook. And that's what you'll see like in your news feed. It's because of Facebook that more things will pop up based on your interests and based on the general populace's interest. So I don't know if any of you have noticed recently, but if there's something like breaking news that's going on, you'll see it on your thing and it'll be like, there's 20,000 viewers. And then there's all these hearts or mad faces going across the screen. And then people are just commenting. And that's because that is something that Facebook has determined a lot of people are watching and engaging with. So this must be a legitimate thing. So it makes it pop up on more people's screens. So to not get into what actually the algorithm is at this time, because that's a whole other discussion, and it might change next week. The most important thing is just to figure it out, like find out what is going to make it work for you. Will it be that if more people who are watching you the entire time will make your feed pop up? That might be
people
it.
Commenting.
People
commenting. We used to ask questions like, what's your favorite color?
Right. I'd be like, if you were an elf, would you want to be like Legolas, or would you want to be like Helder of Lorien?
And I used to not be able to like sit through his lives because they were like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, just show the clothing, just show the item already and give it a number. Because I'm super bold. And I was like, it's got to be organized. Oh my gosh. But I've actually really tapped into my orange, and like I'm very fun and like, well, just throw the clothes on the rack and it'll be fine. and it's kind of fun because I'm this really uptight, really organized woman in this house, I think, at times. And so it's been really fun to have fun again, because that's part of this business. And in December, I had lost that. And I was working, and I was like this, choo-choo going up I have kids, so I said choo-choo instead of train. That it just happened.
Hashtag
little engine that
LuLaRoe fun again.
Little engine that could. That I was doing the work and I was doing everything the same and consistent. But the thing is I was working really hard. I wasn't working very smart. I was posting at 12 a.m. I was posting a who wants to host a party at 1 p.m. in the middle of the day, and no one would comment. And I go, boo-hoo, no one wants to host a party. I wasn't personally reaching out. I wasn't personally calling. I wasn't doing those things. And when I started working smart and actually reaching out to those who were engaging on a personal level, then I started having success. And it was through several different trainings. And this is why trainings are so important. Through several different trainings, I realized all of these things: inventory management, in-person sales, online sales. And then I realized I love live. And guess what? Live has upped my in-person sales more than Facebook marketing has ever done for me. Yeah. Because what's happening now, well, they're kind of working hand in hand. Facebook marketing is blasting my page out. People are getting on my page. They're going on live. They're getting to know us, and then they're comfortable and they come over to our house. We had someone come over and say, we're in a celebrity's house. This is so weird. And I was like, ew, that's weird. Don't say that. Like, that's so weird.
You guys film right here.
That was so funny. Oh my gosh. But because people watch, and we've had people comment like, I'm just here to watch the show. I'm not here to shop, but I love you guys. Yeah, and we made this new cover photo that says, LuLaRoe, Robin Blade, a whole lot of crazy and a whole lot of clothes. And it's a picture of Benj and I making silly faces, because that's what they've gotten used to. In the last month, we have found that our engagement is higher and people stay when it's us. because we play off each other really well. And he's super silly and I'm silly too. Sometimes we'll dance and sing. One time I had extensions in and you would have thought I had like 30 people viewing. We have anywhere between 2 and 20 on each live. We don't have 100 people watching, but we consistently sell every day. And that was our goal when we defined our business path with step 1. I knew I needed to sell a certain amount of items every day to reach a certain number. And if we had to hit 20,000 and I wanted to work 20 days a week, I knew I wanted to sell $1,000 a day. So that was my goal every time I went live. So guess what? I worked really hard during that hour or 2 hours that we were live. And I made sure I studied the algorithms. And I made sure I knew that I went live during an active time through the study. And I realized most of our customers are on central time zone. So if I go on live at 7 p.m. on Pacific, they're probably really tired and probably aren't watching it at 9 p.m. You'd be surprised there's still people that get on. But our best time to go live for them is our worst time. 4 p.m. Pacific time is the worst time to go live, but it's the best time for our customers. And I don't know why I hate it, but I do it. And we do it 4 or 5 days a week. And then we have our album sales, and our album sales are higher because now we have people on live that want to host, and now we have multi-hostess. And it's just been this kind of path that's just rolled because it all started with, one thing back in June of 2015, we sold one item. We signed the papers and we sold one item. That's how it all started. But then this new consistent level of this live based that has been so fun for us and so fulfilling has been, we turned on the camera and we started with one viewer. And we started with a very awkward live sale with anxiety attacks and awkwardness.
We held on to that one viewer.
It might have been my mom, but that's okay because I had someone there to talk to, and it's exhausting after and to talk to a camera one way, but like I'm doing right now. But it puts the fun back in it for me, and so that has to be. I need to do that 5 days a week to feel that fun because I'm not getting the same engagement that I was getting 2 years ago. And so, I've been pushing that with my team. If you want that extra oomph in your business, you've got to do these things. Be real with your inventory, be real with your business path and the time you can put in, connect with people, market yourself, connect with in person, and then push the live. Facebook is pushing live so much right now.
Yeah.
And so take advantage of that for your business.
Yeah, there's, yes, absolutely.
Well, because one last thing, and then he's got something to say, but, I'm never done talking, but it's changed too. Customers have changed. They don't want just one pair of leggings. They want an outfit. And live, you can do that for them. And you can get to know them and show them that you're a fashion consultant. And you might be faking it the whole time. They don't know it. Blue with a blue floral. This blue top with a blue and white floral leggings, they're going to think, oh my gosh, she's the best. And you're going to think, I have no idea what I'm doing. But you're doing it anyway, and you're trying, and you're giving them an opportunity to get to know you and get to know your family.
Yeah. There's a ton of information at your fingertips.
Google
when
algorithms.
You are using or doing live sales.
Yeah.
There's if you are posting an outfit or your selfies of your Instagram or something on a daily basis, you can see all of the people who have liked it. Those are people who are engaging with you. And the more that you reach out to them personally, then it's going to be better for you. You're going to be able to find more people by looking at who is engaging with your videos and with your pictures as potential hostesses, as people who maybe they aren't comfortable with hosting, but they will always be on just to watch you. Like they are the people who are going to be helping you to augment your business. And that's all information that is easily accessible to you. And again, finding out when your customers are online, between what hours in the morning, between what hours in the afternoon, like that's all information that is readily available. And use
your Facebook page. There's insights on your Facebook page that you can look at. Now, why does home office push in person so much? At the end of all of this, what we're explaining with online is all about personal connection with people. To get a personal connection with someone online, if you got lost in this last bullet point that we were talking about, that's kind of the point. Online engagement is complicated, and it's a game that changes constantly. And you do have to present yourself to be this person, and you do have to do this extra work. So those who join the business and think that online is easier are sadly mistaken. And very few anomalies can do it with just online. But it's all about the in-person connection, and you're trying to reach these people personally through your camera and through your live feed or through your posts or whatever it may be, through your messages. That could have been a million times easier if you would have just been in person with them, an in-person conversation. Now, that may not be for everyone. Some people do have that legitimate social anxiety, and online is easier for them. But I will say that most of the business, if not 99% of this business, is all about those person-to-person contact and connections. And so this is all how you can do that with your online presence to boost your sales. We were already having great sales with our in-person pickups, our online VIP group sales. We don't do multi-consultants. We don't do really any swaps with consultants, things like that, because we're just busy trying to focus on the other things of the business and having the team and things like that. And so we just haven't made time for those.
Haven't really
increased
our value.
Yeah,
so.
and I think some people they do, but for us it didn't. And so we respect those that maybe make it happen for them. But we just found that as we were consistent with these things, and as we did the things that we love with our business, and we've adapted with the change of the business and having 1 million people online and needing to stand out more and more, we have been able to find huge success being able to bring him home and now having him help me. And he's mainly like the stay-at-home dad. He doesn't do a lot with the business as far as like the management and he can do everything, but I'm kind of OCD and hands-on. And so he does a lot of the daddy work, but when we do lives together, it's magical, and we sell a lot, and a lot meaning between 0 and 15 items. I mean, that's a lot. It's a lot of items to consistently sell 20 days a month.
Yeah.
And so that's amazing to be able to do that. And so what's 15 times 20?
A lot.
It's like 350 or
no,
300. Okay. So yeah, that's an awesome amount. Okay. That's almost cruise qualifying. If I can do 15 times 20, I can probably do 20 times 20, and then I can cruise qualify. Why not cruise qualify for like a free cruise with all of my friends? Done.
And this by just going on and giving people what they want to see.
Yeah. And imagine, okay, so then diversifying yourself and getting involved in the in-person and pushing your online is just, it all works together, but you have to get through the awkward phase of adjusting and adapting to the environment. And we're fully aware that it's going to change and the business will change. The way we built our business 2 years ago is different than the way it's being built now as far as marketing tactics, right? It's still person-to-person contact, and it will always be that way. That's the special little bud of this business. And then I remember Amy and Scott, when we asked Scott, just some pointers about live sales, because they kind of, them and the Giffords are really good and well known about live sales. And
it would be hard to emulate either of those.
No, we have to be ourselves,
because they are amazing in their own light that we aren't able to replicate, because they are being themselves. They are offering themselves as their business.
And that's when we realized that all you need to do, like I'm LuLaRoe Robin Blade. I'm not LuLaRoe Gifford or LuLaRoe Ashley Lautaha or LuLaRoe Benjamin Blade. He's not a consultant, but I'm myself, and I'm the only me that's ever been, and I have me to give to the world. And so we have us, and we have our crazy weirdness that we can give. And so when we asked Scott about, how to keep people with our online sales and engaged, what did he say?
He said, I want you to think about it and try something different that you're currently not doing, something that you think of on your own. And that for me was probably the most helpful answer, other than him being like, all right, you need to do these 5 things. And if you do this, this, this,
Mm-hmm.
and this, then you'll have success. Because it forced me to think of our own solutions. What do we need to do as a couple? And by us just going on and being ourselves in front of the people together has really made all that difference.
Really, there's not a lot of husband and wife teams out there. And even if there are, we're the only Robin and Benj.
Right. And there's plenty of people who are super successful doing live sales.
We don't need to worry.
Who don't have a significant other selling with them.
100%.
And that's because they're offering themselves, and they're amazing people. So if you can just offer yourself. People, you are amazing for one reason or another, and people are going to be drawn to that. Maybe you are a roller derby person, and that is a very niche group of people. But if you found a connection with only roller derby people, you would have some level of success with that. Like with the example of the people who watch us just because I am a self-admitted dungeon master in Dungeons and Dragons. That's something that I have frequently said and am not ashamed to say. But because of that, from me being myself, we have those customers who are, well, just got brighter.
Because I backed up.
I look good in this new
And
light.
we have live cells where our kids are screaming. We just have one today where the kids were screaming. It sounded like we were beating them, and we were just putting them in the room. And we had to just stop the live cell. We were like, we don't have a live-in nanny. We don't have a life assistant. We probably would do really good if we did. But that's not really our goal with the business, and we respect anyone that does that. But we just don't. So we have to realize what our limitations are.
We will have kids screaming in the background every now and
then. And we don't play music in the background. It's not professional. I don't even do it with this behind me. I stand out in my clothes. And I have people that probably think that that's unprofessional, and they might leave and not watch. And that's okay. I don't need that. I want the people that support me and that let me be me. And there are people that will comment and say, I love hearing your kids in the background. I love that this is real life. And I'm like, look, this is who I am. And this is the only way I can do it without sparking my anxiety. So let's just do this, and it seems to work. Something is working. And the only thing I can think of is that we're loving on them. We are being ourselves. We're invoicing and shipping every day. And that's the last bullet, is you've got to have extremely amazing customer service. You are a customer service provider in this business. You need to realize that you're a business owner, and you're going to have those things that are, that this can be an asset for you, or it can be a downfall for your business. And people want to be shipped, and they want to be invoiced quickly. They don't care about being packaged beautifully. They want it to be in their hands, and you want them to shop quicker. And, obviously fold it nice and put it in a bag or, whatever, but you can do whatever you want. Put a bow on it. It's all good. That's not my thing, but I used to do it, not anymore. Make sure you're exchanging and returning and taking care of your customers, and taking care of those that when they send their friends to you, take care of their friends, because they're telling their friends, hey, I know this couple you're going to love them. And, we do multi-hosts with our VIP album sale every Friday. And I ask them to post in the group and in their personal page and personally message their friends. And they're telling their friends, we love this couple and we love watching them. So watch them all week and then get ready to shop on Friday. And if we don't live up to that standard, we could lose a whole group of customers from that. Not only that, a fantastic support for us. That's been an amazing hostess. And so we make sure we love on them. And when they come on and they're on live, we greet them the second they come on. Hey, Jessica, how are you? Welcome to the live. We're so excited. Or we'll sing, or we'll do something weird. He always does this. Hello.
Hello.
He always does that. And so he's always like known as this. And so we're going to make Mrs. Doubtfire memes out of him.
I did have, so unrelated, but I've had people who I've never met before, as soon as they saw me, said, hello! And I immediately, oh, hello! Back to them.
So weird. And I've had people, I went to Marble Falls to visit, and I had a lady in Chili's stop me, and she said, are you Robin Blade? And I was like, what?
Do I owe you money?
I don't even live here. How do you know me? And she was like, I watch you and your husband. You're so fun. And then her sister down at the other side of the table was like, is that Robin with LuLaRoe? And then my friends were like, oh my gosh, we can't go anywhere with you, Robin. And I was like,
such a small
town. This is crazy. This is so fun. I feel like I'm Angelina Jolie.
You are.
So we have realized that as you love on them and you take care of them, they take care of you, and that in person and online. And I love that I can reach out to those customers that I made connections with in these in person, that I continue to make these connections with, and that we can make sure that they know that we still care and love them, and we're still taking care of them, and that we still love LuLaRoe. And guess what? Now we're fully invested in LuLaRoe. And we straight up tell them, like, thank you for supporting our family. Our thank you card has our family on it. Like, thank you for supporting us. Thank you for helping us to make this a reality for us and to bring him home. And were we okay before? Yeah, but this is kind of cool. Cool dream to work together. Is it hard? It's Sometimes it is more for me than him. He's super easygoing.
I have such a great time. I don't know what you're talking
But allow them to get to know you and allow them to love on you and love on your why and be real and raw with them in a respectful manner where it's, obviously with being respectful of LuLaRoe's name. And then the last step is repeat all of this. Repeat. Define who you are. Make a business path that is clear for your why. Second is be smart with your inventory management. Third is be smart with how you market yourself in person and online. Fourth is in-person sales. And if you want to stop right there and only do those 4 things, you're successful. But if you want to add in that online presence, we are here to tell you online sales are a huge part, can be a huge part of your business. I don't think it's the building blocks for your business, but I think it can be an amazing sweet icing on top or an awesome maybe birthday cake layer of cake.
Might not be a building block, but it might be a stepping stone to additional success.
Yeah, and it wasn't for us at least. I think there are people that it has been a building block for them, but that's not something you can teach because it's been more of a stepping stone for us. And then from there, continue to give great customer service with all of those, and then repeat, 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 repeat. This is like our 7-step game plan of what works for us when we need to adapt to change within the business and within the customers and within our location of where we move. And every time we do this, every single time it has worked. And even when we first moved to California, I remember looking at him and I said, I'm done. I don't want to build again. I'm so tired. I've built in 2 cities. Like, I have a team. Can't I just not build and just live on my team check? Like, can't we just do that? And he's like, how are you going to have any integrity if you're not walking the walk with your team? And I thought, you know what? You're right. Because I'm super big on integrity. And okay, I'll do it, even though I still didn't talk to my neighbors for 6 months.
Also, I'm still feeling good about her saying that I was right.
And here we are, we're on track. We're at about 15,000 in sales this month, and we're on track to 20,000, which has been our goal all along. And that is huge for us. And that's huge for anyone. If we were at 2,000 in sales, we would be super happy too. But we know that we have this responsibility in our family now that we need to make that in order to pay things back, in order to get back on top, in order to get our savings where we want it to be, and take our kids on fun vacations, and maybe just spend money sometimes when we want to spend money. And so even though he's super frugal, and where I can love on my team and be a selfless leader for them so that I know that I'm taking care of my business for them, will we always hit 20? Probably not. But it's kind of amazing to know that we finally hit that. And I remember setting a goal with Ben Ward in the Focus 10 group for coaches that he asked me, what does success look like for you? And I said, well, I want to be a mentor for sure. I hope it's going to happen. I'm very happy with where I'm at. And I love being a coach to my team. And, but I also, something that within my control, I want to sell $30,000 a month, at least once. I want to say I've done it. And so we wrote down this business plan. He said, all right, before convention, you got to make this happen. And we went through the smart business goal thing, and oh my gosh, I'm so close. Maybe we can hit that next month. I don't know. It's kind of amazing to know the inventory really is your boss, and it's up to you what you can do with it. And sometimes you just have to get out of your own way, and you have to reinvent yourself and adapt to change. And that's why we named this, Adapt to Change, because we feel like that's something that we can give to the community to show you that there really are, we could have come up with a million excuses on not to grow or to give up on this business. And I think because I'm stubborn and we have big goals with this, we didn't, and he won't let me quit too, which is great.
Well, I think there's a big refiner's fire as far as any consultant who is in the business has to go through. There's going to be difficult times that you face, and because of those, you're either going to come out stronger or you're going to quit. Those are the 2 things that are going to happen because of that. And I can't even express how much more blessed you'll be if you do make it through those trials and you find your path through it. But for us, these steps that we've taken are helping us to adapt to changes that come in our lives, whether they be made by ourselves by moving so many times, or by things changing from whereas customers are able to see our clothing. Those are things that we are out of our control, but if we are doing these different things, then we'll be able to adapt and thrive in an environment that is consistently changing.
Yeah. And we hope that this has been helpful for you guys. It's what's worked for us. Obviously, there's not one way of doing this business, but this is the way that we've been able to make it successful for us. And we hope that it'll help at least some of you to find success on your own and to really take the success in your own hands and realize that you can really create a legacy for yourself and for your family, and maybe have a lot of fun in the meantime while you're doing it and reach those goals that you want to reach.
Of course, that's one of the biggest things. If you aren't having fun, it's going to be a lot harder for you to achieve the success that you want to achieve. So thank you guys, and we love you, and we're so grateful for you listening. Oh, Facebook hearts going across.
Everyone needs to like it.
And thumbs
Share.
up.
Share.